How's everyone doing today? So I don't know if you saw the video that I just posted from 9/16, but I decided to do a silent video, and I let myself write. I was getting some messages that came through, and I was able to kind of journal them down and then show them to the camera. It was a fun experience, not having to do this, even though I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But it was a fun little change. So like, I'm interested to know, did you watch it? Was it kind of relaxing? Was it kind of cool to just see somebody in their element? Like, what did you think? I decided I wanted to kind of start a conversation. It's something that can be challenging to get to the root of. There's a lot of pieces and a lot of elements that have come to pass to kind of be where I am, and to have the thoughts and opinions that I have about this subject. So last night, I decided to have a few puffs of a joint and get high and see where the night took me. If you've seen some of my other videos, I might have mentioned that I used to be a bit of a smoky bear, and I used to consume cannabis daily. It was a daily. It was a practice, really, and I loved it. I loved it for the fact that it brings you into your body, brings you kind of to the forefront of your life, and everything feels so real. You're like, oh my gosh, my spine is so sore. Oh my goodness, like, I am such a magnificent being. I am so connected to everything in this world. Oh my gosh, my life is so precious. Like, it would bring me so much anxiety because I would be so in my own mind about how precious this life is. And so when I got pregnant, I stopped consuming, and I was completely sober off of cannabis for, well over a year. And then a few months postpartum, I did decide to consume a little bit here and there. And that's something that has happened throughout the months. What's been happening recently has been consuming once around the new moon and once around the full moon. It feels like it just helps shed and release, and it helps kind of like take the pressure off a little bit. But as a mom, it's not something that I want. I mean, I can say that. As a mom, it's not something that I want. I don't want it around my child. It's hard to even admit that it's something that you do while they're in the house with you, right? Like, he's asleep. He's asleep. I do it. I have my husband there, and I do it in a very safe and controlled way. But it brings me back to what was happening in the thick of consuming it at 420. It brings me back to what was happening in the thick of it. And I was having severe anxiety attacks. Severe. And we were having relationship problems, and life was like a little bit more dark, and it was a way to numb. It was a way to go within and kind of blame something else for my lack of motivation in the external world. I would just do like 5 Yoga with Adriene videos in a row. That's just like what I would do. And like my body would feel amazing and I would feel connected and but I was so sensitive after. I was so sensitive. And it makes me even more sensitive. It like for me it heightens my natural tendencies. And my sensitivity is something that just would get completely heightened, and it would overwhelm me. My body I would get chills. I still do. I still get these chills and this uncontrollable shake. And there is a fear that pops in to your mind. I'm reminded of, I think this is a quote that I've heard Joe Rogan say. And he's like, have you ever popped an edible and gone on a plane? He's like, it's fucking terrifying, but like, it's good to be scared. It's good to be scared. And I was like, what do you mean it's good to be scared? As somebody who's like, keeps fear, I keep fear at an arm's length away as much as I can. He's like, it's good to be scared. And that's something that I've been thinking about and playing with. And it's like, okay, like when my body is in that stage, when I'm in that fight, flight, or freeze response, I'm scared. Why am I scared? And how do I decode that? Because it's just a message. It's just a message, just trying to tell me something. Do you want that? No. Yeah? Yeah. I know, you want to get going. Here's your toys. It's hard to let yourself be scared. It's scary in the dark. I'm getting the vision of the most... I've had a handful of really severe panic attacks, and it's something that I've like replayed in my head a lot. And one of the things that I've noticed about talking about negativity is that it like breeds it and you continue to think about it. And what's interesting about, in my opinion, talk therapy is like you're just kind of going over all of the trauma in your mind. So it's like, does it just keep perpetuating it? And does it, how do you then heal from it? So I do believe that talking about it is kind of part of the healing process, but it gets to a point where you have to like, you can't just keep talking about it. It's like you've experienced it, it's in your body, then it's like in your body and you have to like release it from your body, and that's a whole other way of healing. But I think it'd be interesting to talk through, there's two or three that come to mind that like, story for another day. I believe that they deserve their own, they deserve their own time. But during one of them, so one of the images that I was just getting is, and the sounds, is water dripping from a tap. Just like the... Very triggering for me, to be honest. Very triggering for me. When I hear the bathtub, if it's there's like not a leak, but if I hear the tap dripping, it's like it's like a sound that's actually like pretty triggering to me, because that's what kind of helped set one of these panic attacks, these anxiety attacks in motion. And they happened during, like I said, the kind of the height of consuming cannabis. So I haven't had any since I've been sober, mostly sober. And also I've done a lot of like healing work. I do truly believe that it's, a beautiful medicine, if used right and used properly. But I think that the, daily use for someone who's not using it for either chronic conditions or... and that's even a whole other can of worms, right? It's like, who am I to tell my opinion to everybody who's consuming, right? People might be ready to hear that they maybe don't need it as much as they think that they do. I didn't need it as much as I thought I did. And once you're on the other side of it, you realize that you don't need it as much as you think you do. And it was so easy to convince myself and say, I need it for this reason and this reason. And you attach to that reason so that you can keep cycling. And that's okay. And that's okay. I'm just really grateful to be cycling away from that super dark time. I'm really grateful for that. There's so much light and positivity in my life, and it was keeping me indoors. It was keeping me with my sunglasses on. It was keeping me from communicating. It was, even last night, like, there's a perfect example. Like, I convinced myself last night, I was like, I'm gonna do this silent thing, and it was fun and I enjoyed it, and but I had convinced myself that I didn't want to speak. I wanted to stay quiet, and I do want to listen, but I also want to talk, and I don't want to be so wrapped up in my own psyche that I push out the rest of the world, which is what tends to happen. And like I said, I believe it's beautiful medicine, and it's something that I'll probably continue to utilize occasionally. But it's not something that I feel comfortable using on a consistent basis, just to like numb and dull and stay cloudy. Because I don't want to stay cloudy. I don't want to stay cloudy anymore. I want to be so open to the sunshine and all the possibilities, and so many more opportunities came to me when I was sober. So many more dreams came to me. Like, my visions became stronger, my connections became stronger. It pulls you out of this hermit state that you can get yourself in. Lets you try new things. And I think that life's about trying new things, facing those fears, moving through these cycles that you've convinced yourself that you're just meant to be in, because life has gotten you to this point so far, so you might as well just stay in the cycle. It's like, no, you can shift. You can shift up or down. You absolutely can shift. But it will take time. I've set a long-term goal, and I keep talking about it because it's something that it's so easy to set New Year's resolutions or short-term goals, right? I'm going to quit today. I'm going to quit next Monday. But I've decided that at 35, I want to go into that year being completely free of cannabis, completely free of coffee, and completely free of consuming processed foods, including all sugars, like processed sugars. Your girl likes some maple syrup, especially in her matcha. Hi. Do you want that? No? Did you drop these? I'll be with you soon, baby. I lost my train of thought. We're just at Josh's studio. He's just getting a quick inspection from the landlord, and then we're off to the factory to go to the little climbers area. Yeah. Oh, here, I was talking about my goal at 35. No coffee, like no coffee, no processed sugar. So it's like I go through these cycles of like consuming, and then it eases off, and then consuming, and it eases off, and every time I go through these cycles of kind of like it's like a rebound effect. Like, once you stop and then you start, it's like, well, you get back into this old routine, this lower vibration, if you will, and then you get yourself up and you're in the higher vibration, and then you come back. But every time you go back, it's like, at least for me, it's been less time, it's been less intense, And it's been easier to navigate my vices because I keep kind of leveling up and cycling into this higher vibration. So I'm not going as deep and dark into the spaces that I don't want to be in. But we're going to the factory today. It's Tuesday. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have, it's called Toddlers and Tots, and they bring down Starbucks coffee, and they have baked goods from this beautiful bakery. The banana bread is amazing, and we haven't been here in, like, on a Tuesday morning in weeks. We've kind of stopped buying treats out. Like, things have gotten better, but we were like, let's go today. I don't think I've had a caffeinated coffee in probably 2 weeks now. Probably 2 weeks again now. And, you know, I might have it today. I might have it today. Because it's kind of like this little gift, and it's something that, it's like this beautiful reminder of our humanity, of like, these are joys. These are joys, and they may not be a part of your life forever, but, you know, enjoy them. Enjoy them when they're a gift, but, you know, when the time comes, if it's something that you just don't want to have in your energy field, like, allow yourself to surrender to that. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh. Okay. September 17th. This is my 17th video on my timeline series. I believe I have posted about 43 videos as of today, including shorts. I'm really trying to, like, kind of front load the content, because at this point, like, I'm super into it, and I just want to, like, start this channel and get things going and rolling. And I just hope that you're enjoying this little sneak peek into my life and my thoughts and my world. And I'm really looking forward to connecting more with the people that are watching this. And, like, if you're still here and you're watching, like, maybe leave me a comment if you want to tell me something about yourself. That would be amazing. Tell me a topic that interests you. I bet I'm really interested in it. I'm like one of those people who has a little bit of information about a lot of things. I'm interested in, like, pretty much everything. So tell me your most interesting topics that you want me to do a deep dive in and have a conversation about. I'm open. Let me know. Okay, bye.